My name is Brad Kiley. A buddy of my company, Tim, came up to me today and he said, I want you to tell the story you told last night at the campfire about this family in Indiana. The reason I want you to do this is because I'm writing a story and I think this really allows people to understand how soldiers rationalize war and how they live through war. So I said, okay. I thought about it and I wasn't sure how I was going to tell the story first. And then I realized if I just explain the motif and what this story means to me, I think I can use that to explain what war means to all of us. Because it allows us as soldiers to create context and to put the experience of war, which is so unfamiliar to us, into a context we can understand. It allows us some sanity in our environment. And so I want to talk about that. So really the story revolves around a family of 5 people. Now 4 of them are blood related, and one of them is the girlfriend. Or there's 5 blood family members and there's the girlfriend of one. There's Dodge and Haley, husband and wife. They've got 2 kids, Bradley and Tilden. And Tilden's got a son, Vince. Now Vince has a girlfriend, Shelly. And it all revolves around when Vince and Shelly come home. Now, at first, nobody recognizes him. Dodge doesn't say, you're not my grandson. Now, this denial will make sense at the very end. Everything will make sense at the very end. So, they come home. They're not recognized. For a strange reason, Dodge sends Vince out to get some alcohol, buy him some whiskey, because Tilden earlier stole his whiskey. Now, you gotta realize, this story ran in my local newspaper and was on the radio. So, this is a true story. Every word of it. So, long story short, Vince is out of the house. Bradley, first off, he molests Shirley. He puts his fingers in her mouth. She reacts kind of violently, knocks his leg off. He's got a false leg from a chainsaw accident. So he's crawling on around asking for his leg in a desperate way, kind of a sad, pathetic looking situation. Tilden comes home. He's carrying carrots. Nobody knows where the carrots came from because they don't grow anything on their farm anymore. And he can't give a coherent answer. Dodge is being a complete jerk to Shelly. He's being cranky, rude, arrogant, demeaning. You name it, that's what he's being. So this whole situation is awful for Shelly. But somebody lets slip that there's a secret. And nobody's going to tell her the secret. Certainly not Dodge or Tilden or Haley. The people that really are involved in the secret. Now, at this point, first, Shelley and Father Dewis arrive. Now, Father Dewis is the local priest who is having an affair with Shelley. Now, of all things, a priest should not be having an affair. But he is. So, now they come home. And over here, this argument over revealing the secret, and Shelley decides to reveal this, or Haley decides to reveal the secret to Shelley. At this point, Vince also comes home, and he's got a plastic, like a Wegmans or a Tops shopping bag full of these empty beer bottles. He just picks them up and he starts throwing them at the screen door. He's belligerent. He's the kind of drunk that turns angry and seeks attention from it. Wow, that's completely irrelevant. Anyways, so this secret's about to be revealed to Shelley. Now, I'm not sure if Vince knows the secret. I'm pretty sure he does. But the secret this is where the story gets really, really disturbing. So, Dodge killed a baby. But not just any baby. It's Haley's child. But Haley didn't have it with Dodge. Haley had it with Tilden, her son. There's an Oedipus complex where Tilden and his mother fostered a child who was killed by Dodge. Now, this would explain why Dodge is insane, hasn't worked. Tilden's insane. Haley's leaving Dodge. So we get this weird series of events that culminate in the death of this child. The child should never have been born, but anyway, it's a child that was killed at birth. And this messes up all the characters. And this really is an experience that they're unprepared for, that's too brutal and too disturbing to rationalize. So they sit there and they say, okay, we're going to deny it ever happened. But they can't move past it. They're denying that it's happened, but they're stuck. And they're disturbed by this image. A lot like us soldiers are by war. So we're sitting there, and we're talking about war in this abstract way, this glorified war. And people in back home glorify war, and they say it's patriotic to serve your country and fight for your country. But people don't realize that you have to kill in this job. And when you do, you lose something. You lose an innocence. A lot like how this family, and Shelley in particular, lost a lot of her innocence upon something disturbing happening to her. Now, in this case, it's a secret. To us, it's killing someone or the death of somebody that you know. Both of which are a loss of innocence, and both of which create something in us that we can't explain. Something that we want to get rid of. So, I think, in that case, this allows us to really conceptualize and understand what it really means to fight in war. Because if you can understand what somebody back home would do in a situation like that, you can understand what would happen to a soldier in war. And I think that's where this story's value comes in. You have a disturbing event followed by the rationalization by people. In war, we turn to storytelling, we turn to other means of coping with our stress. In this one, Shelley turns to running away, which we can't do in war. I'm sorry, it's like 2 a.m. here right now, in the middle of Hawaii. And I think, in the end, then, this story is best described as a war story. Shelley has seen war. Now, it's not war in the sense of two people fighting, but it's war in the sense of lives being destroyed. And isn't that what war is? I mean, it's the conflict between people that results in the destruction of lives, whether death or the psychological trauma resulting from war, both of which destroy lives. And Shelley's life has probably been, her psyche's probably been damaged, if not destroyed, from the revelation of the secret. So, I think that's really what I think Tim was asking for when he was asking for the story, and I really hope that's what he was looking for, and I really hope I can help explain the concept of war and what it means to be at war to others, because that's what we talked about his book's all about. So, yep, thank you for listening if you watch this video later on at home.